Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
That proud of us.
10 a.m. in the morning, she's 7 o'clock in the morning.
Just lay down.
Now.
It's 7 a.m.
It's 7 a.m. Time for the opening drive.
Voted the best sports show in New Mexico.
For 5 years running. It's the OD and the AM with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
You like winning? It's kind of fun, isn't it? Those of you who were there, you enjoyed it. Those of you who weren't, maybe wish you were. You watched. Winning's fun. I'm not going to tell you it was quite like that night years ago with Holly Holm. But Saturday night was pretty special. Didn't cap it off with the win on Sunday, but that doesn't dampen what happened over the weekend. A little history out of University Stadium. Meanwhile, in the NFL, there's no more undefeated. The Dolphins can pop the cork, the 1972 Miami Dolphins. And we got some really interesting races in the National Football League. What up? Happy Monday. I think it's still a happy Monday around here. And welcome to the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, thank you for being with us on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. How you living?
What's up?
What a weekend, huh?
Quite a weekend.
I know it would have been perfect to cap it all off with basketball, and I still think basketball is going to be really, really good. But that football win on Saturday was a little history. And I sit on the post-game show the other night. I don't know how you feel. The joy in that building. I was watching grown people hug each other, bang on glass, jump up and down, like you know how they say dance like no one's watching? You know what I mean? You know that old saying? Those who were there absolutely cared as the Lobos beat Washington State 38-35 and put to rest some historical numbers that are just mind-blowing when you think about them. You were in the building that night. I started the broadcast off, but before we even went on the air, I said to Don Trell and Carlisle in the booth, I said, let's make a little history tonight. I think they made history on Saturday night.
I think you can say that.
Yeah. What was your feel? Because before we get into the game and X's and O's and what it means to the program, I just, JJ, there was just this feeling of joy, man. what football does, and I know I've told you for years, I feel like this community's missing out on something special. I go all over the country. I was at a game Friday night where it mattered and people were happy. And, maybe there was a little taste of that on Saturday night.
Definitely for those that showed up, and everyone was watching it. That game was one that the second half started to pick up on social media, because I'm going to say I didn't have that feeling at all, like pregame.
Really?
Like, the building was dead. It was cold, and you're just like, feels like a missed opportunity. I get it. It's chilly, but this is...
It wasn't that cold.
I know. It's like, this is a Washington State team that is ranked. There is a little extra that they're part of blowing up the Mountain West Conference. Lobos won 4 of their last 6 going into that game, and it felt missing to me. But then once you got in it, and it was a wild game, because it was more the same in the first half, and you're like, well, this is kind of what you're expecting. And that second half for me came out of absolutely nowhere.
Defense in the second half forced 4 straight punts by Washington State's offense, which in the first half did everything they wanted. John Mateer was everything that they told you the Washington State quarterback was. They put up 28 points, 357 yards, and did anything that they wanted to do against Lobo football. And you're just like, okay, maybe there'll be a turnover somewhere. How do they hang on? And they came out and forced a punt on the first series, and New Mexico went down and scored and made it 28-21. And they forced another punt and another one, and outscored Washington State in the second half. I believe it was 24-7, if I'm not mistaken, right? And JJ, we'll talk about Devin Dampier because he is that good. Second week in a row, we're sitting here saying defense won you a football game.
Absolutely. What they did in the second half was the only reason Devin Dampier could do what he did, because Devin Dampier could have a big game, but if you go down 3 scores right out of the gate, they don't win that game.
I'm not arguing with you. I can't argue with you. I mean, all the momentum was with Washington State. All of it. The Lobos took the opening kickoff. They won the toss and took the ball. It went down the field. They looked great. Looked really good. And then didn't for a bunch of possessions. And Washington State, I just thought Mateer was going to do whatever he wanted. Dropped back and was just dropping balls in the bucket. Not horrible coverage by Lobo defenders, but Washington State just looked better. And whatever they did, and I know I asked Bronco on the postgame show, was there a scheme thing? And he kind of laughs. He says, we just kind of caught up to it, is what he said, right? And he'll be with us, Bronco Mendenhall, I believe, at 9 o'clock this morning. The dudes, there was one point, I knew Drew Speech was playing. I didn't have him on the chart. I had who's 47? Or who, because he was listed on the old roster that I had all week as 69, I believe was his number. And I didn't have that.
Well, the way they closed out the game last week, down starters in the secondary, the guys that I'm right there with you in the second half, you had to start double checking roster and names and numbers. Like, wait, who's in the game making plays? And it's one of the things that Bronco Mendenhall mentioned it in his post game comments with you guys, and Ned was actually saying it at halftime. He's like, at some point, this. Just the altitude factor, the Lobos are going to get back in this game. And you're like, okay, let's see what happens. And
you're like, yeah, that's cute, Lobo boy.
and they did. And the defense just did something the last 2 weeks that I did not expect. I didn't think they had it in them to do that. And they just kept it in front, shut down the run game of Washington State, and eliminated the big plays.
Yeah. History piece of it, you've 2 of these have been publicized. One has been out there, and the one that's barely been publicized, the one that's just most mind-boggling to me. So it was the first time the Lobos had beaten a ranked team since November of 2003. 2003, they went to Utah and beat then 23rd ranked Utah 47-35. Dontrell Moore ran for 119 yards and 2 touchdowns in that game. So that was they exercised that team. That was 21 years. That was a big one. That's right. 21 years is a long time. Last time they beat a ranked team at home, November 5th of 1994. They beat 8th ranked Utah, 23-21. That was 30 years. 30 years is a long time, right?
Yes, it is.
This is the one that I had to, as I was prepping for this game, I had to read it like 5 times before I believed it. The last time the Lobos had beaten a ranked team non-conference, November 30th of 1940, they beat 18th ranked Texas Tech 1914.
That's wild.
It's freaking nuts, dude. 84 years ago. Like I was talking to my daughter about it yesterday, and she said she was listening to the game. She had it in her ear. She was in Ann Arbor, and she's my biggest fan now. She's listening to everything I do. But I had to explain. I said, baby, Nana was 3. My mom's 87. I said, she's like, Nana was 3 once? Like she's kidding. That's the history that was made out of that stadium on Saturday night. And I want to get into how they played and who made plays and how good Devin Dampier is. I do. But like I said, man, the text that I got, the people that I saw, and just the damn joy in people's faces at the end of that game is I'll remember the game for so many years for so many reasons. But I'm not going to lie to you. When we talk about this night 10 years, 20 years from now, what I'm going to remember is looking to my left and seeing grown people in that booth next to the radio booth, banging on the glass and hugging each other, looking down below and seeing people dancing like nobody's watching. And I get it, man. You're a 5 and 6 football team. I understand it. And I also understand the history. And I understand why you feel this way. And I think it's all valid.
You're in a position that very few thought this team in year 1 was going to be in. You can talk about believing in Bronco Mendenhall and the future and the challenges, but to be in position to go to a bowl game in year 1, to have a marquee victory like that, to snap the streaks that they've done this season, I can't say I saw any of that coming this year.
He's coach of the year in the league, right? I mean, I understand Spencer Danielson, what he's doing. They were, and Boise State was picked to win the league. And hell, Jay Norvell's doing a hell of a job. Colorado State is undefeated. I was at the border war on Friday night. I saw Jay and got to spend a few minutes with him and Jay Sawvell at Wyoming. I mean, hell, Barry Odom's doing a hell of a job.
Yeah. There's a conversation to be had where it's not just, hey, let's give it to Boise State because. I'm talking about Jay Norvell. Talking about Bronco Mendenhall.
Barry Odom. I mean, UNLV has lost, a one-possession game to Syracuse and a one-possession game to Boise State. Or they'd be in the conversation. All right. So let's talk today. I want your thoughts, whether you were there, whether you watched it on your couch, whether you heard about it. What a weekend. We're scheduled to talk to Bronco Mendenhall coming up at 9:00. We're going to get into Lobo basketball at Madison Square Garden. Yesterday, where St. John's beat New Mexico 85-71. But we got the 2 fights. One of them was really a fight. How about Bones, dude? How about that? What he did to Stipe Miocic. What you watched on Friday night, call it what you will. And then we got a whole day of NFL to talk about, including a Bronco team that's in the playoffs right now. And looks really freaking good, Bronco fan. Holy smokes. Oh, and the Bills and Chiefs played. And the Ravens and Steelers. If you don't have something to talk about today, you're listening to the wrong format of show. 505-246-0610 is how to get here today. 505-246-0610. That's the Sports Animals phone line. That is our text line. Your emails come in this morning, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com, JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. We are on the Twitter, or at least JJ is, and then I now call it X. It's at underscore JJ Buck. And on the Facebook, the OD and the AM, you can watch the show. Adrian's producing there. When we come back, I want to get into the game a little bit, how they won, why they won, and how special your quarterback is, because theirs was pretty good too now. And a couple of things that how they did it, why they did it, and why they can continue to do it. It's the opening drive. Thank you for being with us on a Monday morning on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All In Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size.
You know, it still is the ultimate drama. I mean, live sports still is. And I know people, it's fixed, the NFL's rigged, and okay. But you watched the end of that Bears-Packers game yesterday. Kind of like the end of the Chiefs game against the Broncos the week before. I mean, you can make an argument Chiefs should be on a 2-game losing streak right now. Right? Blocked field goals. But the end of that Chargers game, which was going one way, then went the other way, then went the other way. Right? How many times did that one sway? The Lobo game was this weekend. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck, Devin Dampier, 11 for 25 through the air, 174 yards and a touchdown. No interceptions. There were no turnovers. I don't think there was a sack in that game. There were no turnovers. 28 rushes, J.J. They ran your quarterback 28 times for 194 yards and 3 touchdowns. Washington State knew it was coming. And I said on the air, J.J., that's still a power football team. Like, they're still recruited. Most of those guys were still there when they were recruiting Pac-12 football, when they still have the budget. Most of those guys are that's a power, even though they're not playing in a power league anymore, that's a power league team that they beat. Right?
Yes, it is.
Team that was still in contention for the college football playoff. John Mateer is a great quarterback, 25 from 36, Washington State's guy, 375, 4 touchdowns. Ran the ball 9 times, 74 yards a touchdown. I mean, 2 great quarterbacks. All right, let's go. Which line was first? Line 3 first? All right, 505-246. JT, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. What's up, JT?
Hello, my friends. Can you hear me?
Yep. How you living?
Oh, my God, Jeff. I felt like I fought in the UFC on Saturday. That was guys 50 years and older on the field jumping for joy, Jeff. All my friends, I was hugging people I didn't even know. I hugged the young, the old, whoever came my way. I was running around trying to hug Dampier. I don't know what happened to us, man. We just went crazy. It was a small crowd, but I've been there before, Jeff. I've been there. I'm one of the ones that was there when there was 150 people in the 90s when we didn't have nobody, and I'm still here. See, this is what it is. You know, I believe. I said at 0-4, I told my buddy, I still believe in Bronco Mendenhall. I don't know what it is. I believe in this guy. You know why? He's been here before. He knows what it's like, and he reminds me of Rocky Long because you know what? These teams better get ready because if he sticks around and Dampier sticks around, you know, we might not win every game, and we might suck on defense this year, but guess what? I believe him. He knows better than anybody what he needs for next year, okay? So we're not going to suck on defense like this, but guess what? Even though people think we suck on defense, when it matters the most, these guys, and if you can watch these kids work like I do and watch them practice and watch coach these guys up and give them belief, this is what he's doing.
Yeah, you're cutting out. Yeah, no, JT, and I get it. And congratulations and enjoy. You're cutting out, so I'm going to let you go. But I know you're enjoying it, and thanks for the call. Look, the guy that's been around for a minute like that appreciates it, right? I think everybody appreciates it. It's all, different appreciation. But, that he was one of those guys, grown-ass man down there just hugging everybody he could because it meant that much to him. Tony, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. How you living?
Good. How are you?
Good. What's going on?
Hey, last week I called and I told you I was going to take my grandsons and nephews to the ball game.
I recall that.
And my nephews had never been to a Lobo game before. And they're seniors in high school. And at halftime they said, hey, if we get 2 more touchdowns down, I just want to go home. I'm cold.
Yeah.
And I said, nah, let's stick it out. We'll see. And then we started scoring. By the end of the night, they were asking about the bowl game. If they go to the New Mexico bowl game, if I'll take them.
What'd you tell them?
So it was exciting, and I was just glad. I didn't know they had never been to a Lobo game before. They were thrilled. They were jumping in down like crazy people.
Winning's fun, isn't it? There's something to it, like Tony, and you get it. And this is, I know I've said this before, and I know I'll say it again. We all watch it around the country, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you this was Texas A&M 100,000 people, but I tell you, we're missing out, right? That's what college football does for communities, and you got a little nibble of it over the weekend on Saturday, what it feels like to win.
Yeah, it was good. It was great. It was exciting to see everything going on.
Yeah, and I'm glad you got to
Just the
experience
look
that.
on their faces was overwhelming.
Yep. I'm glad you got to experience that, man. Thanks for the call, Tony. Appreciate you. And that's how you get fans, right? Now those young'uns probably enjoy it. Now they're going to want to go back.
Yeah, they're already asking about just come back to the next one.
Yeah. I don't know what he
I like
said. Did he say he's going to take him to if there's a bowl
Hopefully.
game? Yeah. Got to still win one more. They're not in a bowl game yet, and they're not assured it would be New Mexico. I know everybody assumes that. That's not a done deal if they win in Hawaii. Obviously, you got to go take care of business first. They've won 5 out of their last 7, dude. I mean, you started out 0-4, and I understand what it was. You understand what it was. And you and I sat here, and I remember you saying something, and it really resonates what you said. And I'm not even sure you believed it going into this weekend. But you said just get through these first 4, right? The Montana State game, and you look how good Montana State is, and they'll probably end up, they'll be in the FCS playoff, or FCS playoff. And they're one of the best teams in the country at that level. And I sit here and say you should have won. You're up 31-17 in the fourth. You let one slip away. And then you had to go to Arizona, who was ranked at the time. Auburn's an SEC team. You're not there yet. Right? Those might not be the best Big 12 or SEC teams yet, but you were in games 2 and game 3 of a complete rebuild. And then a Fresno State team that was playing well at the time. Are they great? No, they're not. They're a 5-win team right now, just like you are, by the way. But you said if you're patient, if you wait, there's opportunity. And I remember you saying this, and I remember a Lobo fan poo-pooing it. But you said there's opportunity the way the schedule works out. JJ, they've won 5 of their last 7. One of the games that they lost, they were up by 10 with 8 minutes to go. That was the Wyoming game. The other game, they marched up and down the field between the 10s against a team in Colorado State who hadn't lost in league. I will argue with you, and they don't have to play Boise State or UNLV. Outside Boise State or UNLV, they're as good as any of them. I mean, Colorado State beat them, so Colorado State's a little better.
The Lobos finally got a little bit of a break, and then they took advantage of it with the schedule. Same thing for Colorado State. Like, do what's in front of you to try to take those steps forward, and the Lobos did that after a really rough start, after crazy games in conference that we've seen going up and down the field against other teams. Have moments where the defense has stepped up over the last weeks, and just to be in position to where 2 weeks from now you have an opportunity. And this is going to be a tough game. I know Hawaii got blued out over the weekend by Utah State, so there's going to be this sense of the Lobos can roll in that contest.
No.
But
look what UNLV did out there.
Yeah, it's a road trip. It's a Hawaii defense that has had better moments than they showed against Utah State. It's still going to be a really tough game, but to have this opportunity is unbelievable for Lobo football.
Yeah, if Hawaii would have won at Utah State this weekend, they would be at 5, and they would be playing for 6. They would have had to apply for a waiver because they've beaten 2 FBS teams or FCS teams. However, if the system comes up short, the way these waivers have gone, they've typically gone with those 6-6 teams, like them. So they probably would have also been playing to get into the Hawaii Bowl, the way that was. But they lose to Utah State. So yeah, you got work to do. But if you were there, or if you weren't, I got the one. Hey, I was on the warm couch. All right, good for you. Do it how you do. I told you, I'm not going to tell you how to be a fan. But however you enjoyed it, I'm interested in hearing it. We'll get into the NFL, Lobo basketball, the fights. We're wide open today, man. And like I said earlier, if you don't have something to talk about today, you're probably listening to the wrong format of radio. Come on in today, 505-246-0610. That's the phone line and the text line. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Late in the second half and weren't able to get over the hump. They didn't shoot the ball particularly well, especially in the first half. 8 out of 18 from three-point land. They got 16 points from Nelly Jr. Joseph. They got 16 points from Mustafa Amsil, 15 points from C.J. Noland. As for Donnie Dent, he had 12 to go with 6 assists, a couple of turnovers. St. John's was just too big. The story of this game was rebounding. The Johnnies 49-32 overall, but offensive rebound, 22 offensive rebounds that led to 25 second chance points for St. John's, and therein lies the story of that one.
Yeah, for the Lobos, it's definitely frustrating from the fan perspective because that's exactly what did you in against Clemson. And you thought, all right, this season they're bigger, they're longer on the perimeter, and it's going to be a different story. And there was a moment in that game early, and they did one of the cutaways on the broadcast, and it was a shot of Richard Pitino on the bench, and he's calling his team soft. And it's like, yep, like you have to figure out a way to push back. And the second half run was impressive, and that's what you're looking for is that grind, that grit. And you're not going to see many teams like St. John's. But just when you look at, all right, the expectations, the caliber of team you're probably going to see if you are able to make it back to the NCAA tournament, and say, all right, how do you get better from this? What can you do? I think just the effort, the attitude on the boards, that's always the easiest thing. Can't get bigger. Like there's no.
And they're big enough.
But I know there's no pointing
big
at Jalen House, Jamal Mashburn Jr. As a problem in this one. But that I think actually what they're missing is a Jalen House type player. And as good as Donovan Dent is, he's going to have an amazing season. When games kind of slow down, things get tight. There's no one on this team that can create or hit a tough shot by themselves.
You're talking about so you're talking about the creation on the offense. So you're not talking about a defensive pest that's going to make some steals and pull something.
I think the overall effort defensively will be fine against the majority of the rest of the schedule. But that was evident to me, when they started falling behind in the first half. It's because they couldn't hit a tough shot. Then you can create it, and Donnie can get you some of those looks at the rim. But sometimes in the game of basketball, you just need a tough shot maker, and this team doesn't have that. That was what I told you. I think after game one, right? I said, who's going to be the perimeter creator? I thought Nolan was really good. Nolan was what you're starting to be what you expected him to be. Does that make sense? When he came over, there's some scoring. There's a creator. I think he's going to be good. He's mature. He's an older player, and I'm not worried about Donovan Dent. Scoring, contested scoring may be an issue. And it was a little bit different. It's easy to take a step back and say, all right, you're not playing St. John's the rest of the way, but also this is March expectations.
Like you're playing Boise State. Boise State just beat Clemson.
Yeah, playing Boise State.
Boise State beat
San Diego State's bringing that length of athleticism.
Yeah, Boise State yesterday, that Clemson team, now not exactly the same team that beat you in the NCAAs, but not exactly not the same team, right? Boise State, who lost to San Francisco earlier, here in the early season, got Clemson up. They got them in Boise yesterday. It's crazy that Clemson will go up there, but they beat them 84-71. They were really, really good. Degenhardt had 20. Andrew Meadow had 18 for them. They were really, really good yesterday. And I look at the rebounding on it, and Boise State out rebounded Clemson 42-34. What was the big issue against Clemson? They were so big, right, in the NCAA tournament. So to your point, you're not playing St. John's every day, but you're playing some good teams, and then this is getting you ready for what they need to be. And when Richard Pitino said, called them soft, understood that it is November, but also understood, as you say, this is the competition that you're going to need to beat and to get to where you want to be. Not the end of the world. And it's, I won't say easier to take, but it's how about this? It's easier to absorb having beaten UCLA.
Absolutely, because you still know that the ceiling is there for this teams against other athletes. And we discussed it. Everyone else leading up to this game, this was going to be a 180 from UCLA. This was going to be a game that they were going to be chasing in. It was going to be a lot tougher of a game just based on the environment and the type of team they were playing.
Richard Pitino after the game he's really good. I think his demeanor, win or lose, is really good. And I think there's part of him that is just relieved this whole thing's over. I think he enjoyed having dinner with his family and having his mom there. Look, who wouldn't? But, you go there and there's, your face on the marquee at Madison Square Garden and Patino versus Patino, father versus son. And he's grateful for the opportunity. He knows what this means for his program. He would have liked to win. I think, I don't know, you tell me, is it your sense he's just, all right, I'm glad we can move on from this now?
Yeah, I think it's just the media responsibility, just the fact that father versus son, everyone wants to play that up, and he is kind of tired of it, but it's also
he gets
the reason why he got this game.
He gets it. This is Richard, courtesy of UNM Sports Radio Network. He was talking to Hunter Green and Robert Portnoy after the game, and just, overall, you got beat 85-71. You had the opportunity. What does it mean? What are you taking from this game?
Battled our butts off. Really, really proud of them. Tough environment. Bright lights of Madison Square Garden. Really proud of just the fight, the energy, the toughness. So it was great. I think we honored our program well. It's a really tough environment.
All right. And we'll hear more from Richard a little bit later. But if you want to get in on the local basketball, you can. The final was 85-71. They lose in Madison Square Garden in New York City. And next up, they get Grambling at home. There's still a lot of opportunity on the schedule. You've got VCU, you've got the Arizona State, and then whomever, whether it's USC or St. Mary's after that in the Palm Springs tournament coming up in really a week and a half in Thanksgiving. It's next week. Not this coming week, but it's next Thursday and Friday in Palm Springs. And then so there's a whole lot of opportunity in front of you. Elsewhere in the league over the weekend, I told you about Boise State beating Clemson, which is crazy, 84-79. San Jose State is 1-4. They lost at home to UC Santa Barbara out of the Big West. The Gauchos are 4-0. 64-59 was the score there. Saturday, Ole Miss took care of Colorado State 84-69. Wyoming beat Utah Tech 86-69. Cal State Bakersfield not only beat Fresno State, but handled the Dogs in Bakersfield on that blue court. Remember that blue court? Remember Bakersfield when the Aggies played in that old whack with them, and that was that blue court with a big road runner?
Sure, it was San Jose State.
No, it was uglier than that. It was just all blue. Anyway, Bakersfield beat Fresno State 74-56. That was in Bakersfield. Of course, Bakersfield now is in the Big West. And Nevada, this was a nice win for Steve Alford's 4-0 team. Nevada beat Santa Clara 85-59. That was on Saturday night. And then Air Force got beat on Friday by Belmont at home, 79-71. The Falcons are 1-3. So it looks like the top of the league is going to be really, really good. At Boise State, I'm certain San Diego State will be good. I do believe Colorado State's going to be nice. I think UNLV is good, and I think New Mexico is really good. Did I forget somebody? Nevada. I think Nevada's going to be really good. All right, 505-246-0610. I want your thoughts on Louisville football as we go throughout the day. Bronco Mendenhall set to be with us coming up, I believe, at 9 o'clock this morning. We get back. You want to get into the NFL? That was a fun day yesterday, too.
Woo, what a day.
I mean, really, what a day. And pop the cork. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on Pro View Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505 897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 5.
5.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Text line's open for you at 505-246-0610. Lucky's in. It says, good morning, Jeff and JJ. It actually says, good morning, Jeff, JJ, and Lobo Nation. How about them Bows? The Mountain West rolled over the Pack teams this weekend, and Josh Allen summoned some of that Mountain West moxie, too. Pack who? Go Lobos is from Lucky. Actually, went 3-3. The leftovers against the levers. How do you want to say it? The teams were going to the Pack and the teams were left behind. It was 3-3. The winners of the teams that are going to the Pack: Colorado State beat Wyoming 24-10. Boise State beat San Jose State 42-21, and Utah State beat Hawaii 55-10. Three teams who were left behind: beat teams that are going to be in the pack, including a stunner up in Air Force. Did you see Air Force coming back and winning that game 28-0 over Oregon State?
Blanking them.
Where'd that come from? Where the hell have they been? Whew. They're out of eligibility. They're 3-7. UNLV beat San Diego State 41-20, and of course New Mexico beat 18th ranked Washington State 38-35. So it was a split with the teams who are leaving and the teams who are staying. You got opportunities this weekend. The Lobos are off on Saturday. It'll be their third bye. Do you like this bye here, or do you want to keep it rolling?
I think that's a fantastic question for Coach this morning, especially with the energy and the emotions. Is that one you want to jump right back on the bandwagon? Do you like the fact that you're able to reset a little bit, especially after running your quarterback 28 times in a game?
Well, and also with the long trip, right? Because it does kind of shorten the week a little bit.
So the fact that it's a road trip to Hawaii,
Yeah.
I could see that playing with it being better that you have this bye week.
Interesting ones this weekend. UNLV. I think everybody, not everybody. Who do you think is the second best team in this league? I saw Colorado State in person on Friday night. They looked nice in the border war. They were winners. By the way, now they call it a sellout. I mean, the corners weren't sold out, but whatever, man. They're getting great crowds. 4 sellouts for Colorado State this year. So winning football does. And that beautiful, beautiful stadium. And they're nice, dude. They're nice. I think most people believe UNLV is better, don't you?
Yeah.
But they don't play.
Yeah, if you lined them up, UNLV probably would be favored.
Colorado State, however, doesn't have to play UNLV nor Boise State. And so Colorado State at 5-0 is on track now to get into the conference championship game. I got to tell you, I'm a little surprised at the line. Fresno State's probably playing for their bowl eligibility because they close out at UCLA the following week. Fresno State is a 3-point favorite at home against Colorado State. Dogs have lost 4 of their last 6, including losing to Air Force and Hawaii the last 2 weeks. I don't know what's going on with them. But Fresno State's a 3-point favorite late night in Fresno against Colorado State. A little surprising line. It is to me. It is to me. Boise will be in Wyoming, and UNLV plays Friday night against San Jose State, hoping that Colorado State slips up. San Jose State's at 6-4. They are bowl eligible. UNLV is 8-2. So interesting league right now. Really interesting league. All right, you guys are sending all kinds of emails, and I'll get to them as well. NFL was really fun. NFL was really, really fun yesterday. What kind of statement do you think the Bills made? I know Josh Allen was really low-key. The play he made to win that game.
4th and 2, takes off, 26-yard touchdown run.
Which I needed so badly. I mean,
It was a gigantic statement. Josh Allen just trying to go PC, head coach, on the next one line about it. Von Miller came out and said that was huge. Like, we knew how big this game was.
Who said that?
Von Miller.
Yeah.
He's like, we knew how big this game was.
You know, I appreciate Josh Allen saying that because of all the heat that dude's taken, and I loved his demeanor and his response in it because it was all going to be thrown back at him if he gloated about this if they don't win in January. They got to beat this team, and they haven't. They've been really good against this team. And again, I go back to that 13-second game where he led a drive and scored with 13 seconds in Kansas City, and 999 out of 1,000 times, that's good enough to win. But Patrick Mahomes was on the other side. Josh Allen never saw the ball again, and they lost that game. So until he gets by that guy, he's not gonna show you excitement. He's just not. And I appreciate it. I really do, because what that said to me is unfinished business. Yeah, we won today, and it's a step, and it's good to win, and winning's better than losing. It's kind of what I heard. But I mean, let Von Miller do all the gloating. Von Miller's won before.
Yes, and that team internally knows how big of a statement it was. It puts a lot of pressure back on Kansas City. Kansas City was undefeated. It's Patrick Mahomes, but we've watched that football team this season, and they were unbeaten but not unbeatable. This wasn't a run where you felt really good about. You did not feel good about going, oh, they're going to run the table. You had to talk about it just because they find ways to win the game. But now it's just a one-game lead over Buffalo. Buffalo has that tiebreaker. That is back-to-back games that Kansas City could have lost, blocking the game-winning field goal attempt. The Broncos 2 weeks ago.
Well, look at the opener.
The opener with Baltimore being right there, and this is now putting a lot more pressure on Kansas City in that race for the 1 seed in the AFC.
It was a great game. It was fun to watch. Steelers and Ravens was really good. 18-16. It's a different kind of good when you get the Steelers and the Ravens, right? When Russ threw that interception in the end zone, and I'm just sitting here thinking, well, the reason Russ is in is he doesn't make bad throws. He doesn't throw the ball away. He takes care of the football. Justin Fields, what the hell was that?
Terrible.
They got so damn lucky after that because I thought that was going to be a mistake. I mean, here's Lamar. He goes down the field. They score. They miss the 2-point conversion, and 18-16 is the final. Look, and I know I lost all the other three-for-alls, but it's funny. That's a crazy trend, isn't it?
Yeah. Lamar Jackson is 1-4 against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Steelers quarterback was Mason Rudolph.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, most people would sit here and tell you, you ask them who's a better team, the Steelers or the Ravens. I'm going to guess 8 out of 10 say the Ravens.
Keep
right?
telling me how much you hate Mike Tomlin as a coach when you can win games like that. You built a defense that the Steelers have won 2 games this year without scoring a touchdown.
Isn't it amazing? Steeler fan is just, and they don't
you don't like that, but you get that, and you're at home. And that defensive play made by the rookie Wilson on the interception, that was unbelievable.
They're 8-2. The number 1 seed in the AFC is 9-1. And I think Kansas City's going to get beat somewhere else along the line. I don't know where, but to your point, I mean, like maybe it's the Chargers. I want to get into what the Chargers looked like last night. Are they the team in the first half or the second half? Who are they? Because they damn near chargered it. I mean, both those teams are trying to at the end. NFL's on the table for you. Global football's available for you. Bronco Mendenhall's scheduled to be with us coming up at 9 o'clock this morning. 505-246-0610. What a weekend, huh? It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. Our law firm was founded by my father, Thibaut J. Chavez, with one goal: to get New Mexicans the help they need. That's why we built a different kind of law firm. We focus on family values, dedicated service, and we make a real contribution by giving back to our communities. We can't change what happened to you or your loved ones, but we can help you get back on the road to recovery. We're by your side, and we're still as local as red and green.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView.
Lobo football beats ranked Washington State. I'm not going to get off the 1940 stat because it's amazing to me. First win over a ranked non-conference opponent since November 30 of 1940. Yeah, no, I said that right. 84 years ago. 20 years since you beat it, or 21 since you beat a ranked team, period. 30 since you beat one at home. I mean, all those things go to sleep. Good night now. Big day, big weekend, big season. And the Lobos have won 5 of their last 7 on the football field. They're a hot football team, and if they can win one more, that would be in Hawaii, not this weekend, but next. They will be eligible for a bowl game, and we'll go to a bowl game. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck, 505-246-0610. NFL over the weekend. Bills over the Chiefs, 30-21. Terrific game. Steelers, Ravens, slobber knocker in the NFC North, or the AFC North. Seattle is
Geno Smith.
So a good friend of mine was producing the radio broadcast and texting with me. Said, say what's up to my boy Merrill Hodge. He's there in the booth. It's funny how this business, we're all one degree from everybody.
Yeah, is that more about Geno or San Francisco?
Why don't you tell me? Because the text came back, yeah, Geno ain't that guy. And then all of a sudden, Geno became that guy, at least for a day.
Keep it close, have a drive.
They're going to be Seattle, probably close to my biggest winners, although there's some big winners over the weekend. What is that with the Rams winning? And you take a look at it, and Arizona's off. Arizona's 6-4, and everybody else is 5-5 in that division. And, the easy answer, who's the best team? The easy answer is San Francisco. San Francisco's 1-3 in division, which means if they all beat each other up, they're going to lose on tiebreakers. And at some point, the best team in the damn division better start winning games.
Yeah, that is, with everything that's on the line and the way that San Francisco's been playing, that's definitely bad loss territory. In the 49ers, I think they're that team we want to just keep saying, all right, we've seen them do it. We know that getting healthy, Christian McCaffrey coming back, but played a game without George Kittle, played a game without Bosa again, and it's catching up to this team. And they're sitting there at 5-5, back into division. This is a little bit, we can keep hyping up certain talent, but
No, that's right.
The record is who you are.
Geno, 25 or 32 for 221, no touchdowns and an interception. I mean, there's nothing exceptional about what Seattle did. Maybe Jackson Smith and Jigba, who, by the way, I picked up. He was somehow on waivers, and I plugged him in my lineup. And then right before the back end of this, the back game started, I put in Amari Cooper instead of him. Jackson Smith and Jigba is really good. 10 catches, 110 yards. Is Brock Purdy losing money over these next few weeks or the last few weeks? I mean, he's still going to get paid, but is he a $50 million quarterback instead of a $60 million quarterback? Probably.
And I think for Brock to continue to be Brock Purdy, he has to think about taking a pay cut.
Well, not a pay
from
cut.
being one of the top 3 quarterbacks
He's
in the
making
NFL too.
$900,000 this year. Yeah.
It would be easy for Brock Purdy and his management to go to San Francisco and say, all right, you see what Trevor Lawrence got? You see what Dak Prescott got? I'm better. I mean more to this team.
No, you're not.
But
you're not.
But he is.
You think he's better than Trevor Lawrence?
Oh, yeah.
And Dak Prescott?
Yeah, at this point.
And me? Okay. So he should get more?
He could go to get more, but I think best case for him, not just 49ers, would be to, can you keep in this system, in this situation?
Boy. I like
just
him.
be a $55 million quarterback instead of 65, or $70
Yeah, we're coming up
million.
Yeah, no, we're coming up on that. I mean, I guess, could he go to Vegas? We keep talking about these teams who are going to be looking for quarterbacks, whether it's Vegas, the Jets. How about the Jets? I mean, can we just stop? You want to talk about another team that we keep talking about? Oh, they're so good. Cincinnati, can we stop? Cincinnati's 4-7. They looked god-awful in that first half.
Yes, they did.
Came all the way back and had a chance to win. Joe Burrow's got the ball, and all of a sudden, and the Charger defense has been really good. They were the hardest defense to score on in the National Football League headed into last night. All of a sudden, they switched up and looked horrible in the second half, and then when it mattered, boy, they made plays. And you know who looked like himself again for the first time? Justin Herbert looked like Justin Herbert yesterday in the first half.
He's looked good the last few weeks.
Yeah, man. I
think it's just settling down in the offense. Have been opening up more over the last month.
Who do you like going forward? Who should I play, him or Kyler Murray? I had to play him yesterday. Kyler was off. It was nice.
I think that's a good problem to have with the upside there of both as quarterbacks in fantasy football. But all these teams, much like you talk about San Francisco, Cincinnati is the same way. Like, you like the team and you think there's upside, and there's been big time performances. Like Joe Burrow's lights out against the Ravens. They lost that game. Joe Burrow, second half, team still can't come up with it. Now, I'm not sitting here pointing at Joe Burrow like he's the problem. He's not. Right? He had a kicker that didn't make a kick, chance to go up, missed the kick. Both teams missing opportunities until Justin Herbert hit Ladd McConkey for 2 big time passes.
Could I get 3 more yards out of him? Kickers, what the hell is going on? Honestly, Tyler Bass has missed a lot. McLaughlin,
Justin Tucker missed 2 field goals.
He missed 2 field goals yesterday. McLaughlin missed 2 field goals for Cincinnati yesterday. You had the block kick to win the Bears game. The block kick last week for the Broncos. Kicking is just an
Special
adventure
teams.
all of a sudden.
It matters.
It's kind of crazy, man. It's been really kind of crazy. All right, the other one. How about Detroit? Well, did I say the other one? I know I went in 3 for all. By the way, you got three for all in front of you. What, I go 1 and 2? I know I took the Falcons. I got smoked in 2 of them. I took the Falcons and the points. They got run out. The Broncos look so damn good, dude. The Broncos look like a really good playoff team. Your guy is a quarterback. Bo Nix yesterday was 28 of 33 for 307. He takes care of the football. He had 4 touchdown passes. They ran the ball a little bit yesterday. They ran the Falcons out of Denver 38-6. The other one I took just because it was a thick
You were
spread.
2-1.
Was I?
Yeah.
I went on the Steelers. What was the other one?
Chargers.
Oh, I didn't take that game, so I took the charge.
You
what I lose
pivoted.
on? What I lose on?
Atlanta.
Good. All right, so I backed off of that 14-point one.
Yeah, you did.
I don't have it. I left it somewhere.
you started there, and then you're like, hold up, no, not doing that.
Oh, when I found out Mac Jones was playing instead of Trevor Lawrence, I backed off of that.
It wouldn't have mattered if Trevor Lawrence played that game.
Yeah, but it saved me. So, all right, that's 2-1. So that's like, what am I, 3 games above 500 now? What's my number?
Yeah, you're 19, 16, and 1.
Yeah, buddy. All right, I feel better.
Strategy of just kind of going in and failing the board was a disaster. I was 0-3.
What'd you do?
Crashing back down to earth.
What'd you take?
Lost in Kansas City.
Yeah, I didn't like
trying to take Mahomes underdog just because that trend was crazy. Green Bay.
What was the spread?
5.5.
And they won by a point.
And then Cleveland got Taysom Hill.
Yeah, let me just tell you something. And so your instinct on Jameis was good. Jameis had a good game.
Played him in fantasy, absolutely.
I did too. I listened to you, and it was good. I'm done. There's a few places I'm done now. I'm done laying a big spread against Detroit. Detroit doesn't give a damn.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give a damn. They will go out and beat the living crud out of you. They don't care, which I kind of love. I'm done with Cleveland. I'm done with the Jets. Like, how do the Jets lose again? And I get it. They're 3-8. They're done. Let's stop talking about them. But they're impossible to stop talking about because they still have Aaron Rodgers, and they still have Breece Hall and Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson, and Anthony Richardson led the winning drive. And by the way, lowered his shoulder and ran over a dude to get in.
Hat tip to Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
He performed well offensively, was more tailored to his skill set, side runs, getting him outside, keep it simple. Same thing we saw with Caleb Williams in the offense coordinator switch in Chicago. First reads, not there. Use your athleticism. Get out of the pocket. Caleb Williams had 70 yards rushing. Really good response from the young quarterbacks under pressure this weekend.
We give you another young quarterback because there's quarterback news. This broke this morning right before we went on the air. The Giants are benching Daniel Jones. They didn't even play this week. He got benched, they didn't even play.
Whew.
It's Tommy DeVito time.
They're going Tommy DeVito?
They're going Tommy
over
DeVito.
Drew Lock?
Tommy DeVito is the new starting quarterback, according to Adam Schefter, who's never wrong. Schefter is ESPN-ish for never wrong. Now, this is a process that you have spoken about. This is the Russell Wilson process that the Broncos went through, right?
Yeah, this isn't, hey, we believe that there's a guy on our roster that could have upside. This is just, hey, we don't want Daniel Jones to get hurt and us to actually have to owe him more guaranteed money.
Let me explain it to you. The benching of Daniel Jones begins this process of moving on from a quarterback they signed to a 4-year, $160 million deal less than 2 years ago. DeVito will start against Tampa Bay. Giants are 2-8. They also have Drew Lock, as JJ just told you. They are sitting him down to protect from the $23 million injury guarantee. If he gets hurt playing football, they owe him $23 million for 2025. It becomes completely guaranteed if he gets injured and is unable to pass a physical in the offseason. So they're basically, they said, we're done. We're done. That doesn't mean Danny or Tommy DeVito or the guy who sells me Jersey Mike's. That's the other DeVito, right? How does this guy not get a Jersey Mike's commercial, though? Like alongside Danny DeVito.
A little worried about Malik Neighbors, but
yeah, you should be worried about all your Giants.
Tracy should be fine if you roll with him.
This is what the Broncos did last year to protect $37 million in Russell Wilson. The Raiders did it with Jim Garoppolo to protect $11.25 million in the injury guarantee there. I don't think there's any protecting Brian Daboll. The Giants are a mess. The Jets are a mess. This was going to be the year that everybody was so excited about New York football coming back, right? Wow. Yeah, but the Knicks are good. Are they? Yeah, we got the Knicks.
Karl Anthony Towns.
505-246-0610. Got a lot of NFL to get through. A lot of it. I want to get into that Chargers game last night. Lobo fan, I want to know where you watched the game last Saturday night. Did you charge the field? Did you jump up in your chair at home? Or just kind of pump your fist while laying in bed?
Hotel lobby in New York?
In a hotel lobby in New York. No kidding. Seriously, were you in one of the bars in New York? You just pump your fist while laying in bed trying to stay awake before you hit the remote switch? Whatever it was. How'd it feel? 505-246-0610. 0610. Hey, if you are shopping for an engagement ring, whether locally, whether it's online, there is only one store in Albuquerque that will offer you everything that John Thomas Jewelers does, and that's John Thomas Jewelers. They've got over 3,000 ladies and men's bridal rings right there in the store. You can try them on. They have the only free lifetime nationwide warranty in all of Albuquerque. They got the ability to custom make any ring you can dream of, and it's all done right here in the Burque, right on premises. They've got a state-of-the-art design center. I've been there. It's actually kind of amazing. So whether it's engagement ring shopping, or you want to just wow her with an amazing anniversary gift, or you're shopping for a Christmas present, holiday gift that she'll never forget, you've got to stop in at John Thomas Jewelers. See why they are the only 5-star Google-rated full-service jewelry store in town, the fastest growing jeweler in New Mexico for 3 straight years, and they have been voted best jeweler in Albuquerque for 4 straight years. They were even voted America's coolest jewelry store by In-Store Magazine. It actually is really cool when you go up there. So there's so many reasons to see yourself at John Thomas Jewelers. Go check them out. Find out why they are the best jeweler in Albuquerque. They're on Louisiana, 1 block south of Manal on the 3rd floor of the Lewis University building. The address is 2440 Louisiana Northeast, Suite 310. So it's the 3rd floor, the building just to the east of the mall. Look online, johnthomasjewelers.com. It's that time of year, isn't it? You're shopping. You want to wow her. Go see my good friends at John Thomas Jewelers.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area.
I had a blast. I had a great time out at University Stadium this weekend. And like I told you, I'm never going to tell you how to be a fan. Some of you watched on your couch. Some of you were in New York. Some of you didn't watch at all. Got a buddy said I got on an airplane at 6 a.m, looked at my phone. Whoa, he was flying back from, he was in Athens. Ryan, guy with the trophy, he was at the Georgia game. However you watched, how did you celebrate? And what does it mean? Bronco Mendenhall is going to be with us to talk about what Lobo football's victory over 18th ranked Washington State means to the program a couple days later. Now that he's a little bit away from the emotion, I'm really interested to hear what he has to say, because obviously, it meant a lot to him. 505-246-0610. I'm going to guess it meant a lot to Rudy as well. Hello, Rudy. You're on the Sports Animal.
It meant the world to me. That was a long time coming. And I called a bunch of my friends that played football for UNM and told them, that's for you. All the years, all the toil, all the blood, sweat, and tears, and we never got to where we wanted to go. Yeah, it's the first time since 1940
Crazy.
that we beat a ranked opponent
non-conference
at home.
Non-conference
Yeah, at home. We beat Missouri when they were ranked on the road, but at home. And home has been basically a house of horrors for UNM football. I had a good friend who loves football, and he said, I just don't want to go. There's too many bad memories. And I said, well, you know what? This Saturday night, we're going to make a new one. And I had smelled an upset all week. I had posted it. I had told people. And let me start with the offensive line. 360 yards on the ground.
And moving dudes around, man. The way they had to move guys around. I mean, you had guys like Mackenzie Agnello, JJ, who's a center, who was playing left tackle. And I mean, you guys have been talking about.
Dude, he played defensive tackle for a snap.
Isn't that amazing, right? I mean, you've got dudes all over the place. Yeah, he's the one who had the illegal procedure when they were second and goal at the 2 and backed him up on that second to last drive where they ended up having to kick the field goal. But other than that, he was really, really good.
Oh, the whole team. I mean, they played. The funniest was there was a guy trying to keep me off the field, and I said, "Dude, I've waited. I'm 70 years old. Don't make me climb over the fence to get on the field." And Yeshitol said, "Let him on the field." It was organic. It just happened. And I got to say something about Lobo fans. They were all respectful. They were congratulating Washington State on their season. They weren't going up like you see some yahoos on college football games.
Yelling overrated at him, yeah.
Yeah, and screaming at him and telling him, go home, loser. There were Lobo players hugging Washington State players. I mean, I hugged Luke Weissong. He and I shed a tear. I told Devin Dampier, I sent you the picture. He said, one more game? And I said, no. 2 more games, Devin. 2 more games. And he just lit up. People, if you're out there and you haven't joined either the Lobo Club or SVF 505 and you say you're a Lobo fan, on an occasion like this, open your pocketbook and let's see what we can do to keep kids like Devin Dampier. I know he wants to stay. Who would want to leave a situation like this? I looked up at the stadium and I showed him and I said, see those names up there? Your name can be up there. I mean, the first quarterback to rush for 1,000 yards, pass for over 2,500. Did you see the club he joined?
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
I mean, first-round draft picks. and guys that are playing at a high level. Lamar Jackson, the list is like 4 long, and now it's 5 with Dampier. It was just beautiful. And then Sunday morning we had Casa de Pancakes, and I kind of was hoping that it wouldn't happen. But, Jeff, that was just a good old-fashioned New York mugging.
They got you. They beat you.
Yeah, they went out, and St. John said, I'm going to beat you to death on the boards. I'm going to push, I'm going to shove, I'm going to claw. I'm going to play really vicious basketball. And I just don't think we're quite ready for the moment, but it's good for that team to understand the level that they're going to play at. And that game was played like a first-round NCAA tournament game, and I think it was a little payback. I think the all-time is now 23-2 dads versus sons.
Is that right?
So it's not a very level playing field when dad plays son as coaches. But I appreciated the effort, and I think if we would have just had a chance to warm up a little bit and shoot on those rims, even though Hoosiers is a good movie, the atmosphere there just didn't quite. The Lobos didn't respond the way I was hoping.
That's all right.
But it's early in the season, and they learned a lot. And you go back and you look at the weekend for UNM. You got 2 teams, I believe. The women got invited to the Nationals. The men qualified for cross country.
Yes.
It's been a good fall.
Yeah, I appreciate you, and I'm glad you had a good weekend. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Maybe we could call Dontrell this week. What he's talking about, he said he was talking to a bunch of former players. I got the opportunity to sit in for Robert Portnoy on the play-by-play this weekend, and was with Dontrell Moore. And Dontrell was on his phone at every break. And JJ, I know you probably heard this because that post-game show as we waited for Bronco felt like it lasted a month. But I looked at Dontrell at one point and I said, for you, and I've known Dontrell for a lot of years, I just as a friend, seeing what it means to him, and this was sincere as heck, and you know him pretty well, what it meant to him as a former player, and not just, he's not just a former player. As he said, I'm on the side of the building. I mean, Dontrell Moore's on the side of the building, right? What it meant to him, honestly, dude, when we went to break between the end of the game and the post-game show, dude was, I don't even know how to explain it. And maybe we bring Dontrell on, to talk about what it meant. Because what Rudy's talking about is right. The guys who've played here and who are vested in the program, it does mean something. And look,
yes,
Lobo fan, it means a lot. And those who storm the field, and maybe this is program changing if they take advantage of this and they build on it. Right? It is. If they lose on Saturday next week, it was a great win. And it gives you momentum, but you were 5-7, and you don't lose it completely. But man,
this is a night that, for Lobo football, you can point to and say, this is what you can do.
Yeah.
This is what can get done. There's so many other factors that will decide, what kind of impact it has, because there's still work to do against Y. The off season, you never know these days. Like, you can be excited, you can say all you want about, hey, stay here, put your name on the side of the building, and then there's also the factor of, well, it might be the best opportunity ever to set your bank account up for the rest of your life. And as much as you talk about it, I don't know if the football players are ever going to get compensated like the basketball players do here.
Some of them are. Oh, here. Yeah, here. Yeah. I think one thing this does, and the caveat is Bronco Mendenhall's here, and I believe he will be, but, I mean, as you said, Lord knows things happen. Whether Devin Dampier's here or not, assuming Bronco and this coaching staff stay here, they'll go out and find a quarterback, and there's always another one in the portal, and is another one as good as this one? No, that's not what I'm sitting here saying, but there's good ones there, and maybe, and give, for all of you who hate on the previous coaching staff, give them a little credit. They found this guy, didn't they? And now this coaching staff has made him even better, or how about this? He's grown under this coaching staff. But I think what that does is, assuming Bronco stays, I think there's excitement going into next year for football.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Right?
No doubt.
505-246-0610. Love your thoughts. Where were you? How'd you celebrate? How'd you watch? Did you think they could win? Like, at what point did you think, damn, this might happen? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Bronco Mendenhall scheduled to be with us coming up at 9 o'clock.
This message is brought to you.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
All right, breaking news this morning out of the NFL. The Giants are benching their quarterback, Daniel Jones. They're going to Tommy DeVito. Basically protecting themselves. They're done with Daniel Jones. They made a decision, and they are not going forward, and they don't want him to get hurt, so they don't have to pay him next year. So that's that. You got coaches on the hot seat. Bears were trying to defend running down the clock before their decision to kick a field goal that was blocked to try to beat the Packers. You got the Niners trying to figure out how the hell they got beat in the last few seconds. The Bengals, another tough loss. Chargers beat them at the end 34-27. You got a lot of NFL to do as well. Of course, coming off a huge weekend of Lobo football. Which line was that? Now that I think about it. All right, let's go to it. 505-246-0610. Frank, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Frank.
Good morning. How are you guys doing?
Good. How you living?
Good. Hey, I'm a former player at UNM football, and I tell you what the one or two or three words that this last win means: respect.
Yeah.
You know, the Pac-12 disrespected us, and we beat a ranked Pac-12 team. It's also recognition. This is why we all love sports. We watch it, we play it, because we love the fact that if you try hard enough, work hard enough, think hard enough, you can win. With anything you do, you can win. And there's a recognition that everybody else has to give us now because we are in that space. And congratulations to Bronco and his staff. They're blitzing more, not enough to my liking, but they're blitzing more, and their DBs are playing tighter. And our defense is playing much better. Our offense has always been really good. So congratulations to Bronco. Go Lobos.
Appreciate that. That's really cool, Frank. Thank you. That's what it means. That's a great way to put it from a former player. 505-246-0610. Edward, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Edward.
Well, hello. Good call, Frank. I completely agree with you. I'm very proud of this Lobo program. I'm not the biggest Lobo advocate, but I appreciate what they do, and I think this is they're on the precipice of really good things coming. And I think they're going to play in a bowl game this year, so that would be awesome. So congratulations. Watching the NFL, the analysts this morning are stating something that I've been saying for about 3 years now. Josh Allen's the best player in the NFL. Now, I know who's been winning Super Bowls, and I will preface it by saying I think that Mahomes is already a top 5 quarterback, probably number 3 all time behind Brady and Montana. But Josh Allen's the best player in the NFL. He's asked to do more than anybody. He is the running game, typically. And, who knows if they'll close in the playoffs, but it's exciting to watch, and that was a fun game. And I just think we're going to see how all this unwraps itself. The Lions are playing with their food. It's impressive. To Hank 50 multiple times, they're just playing with their food, right? And so hopefully they can. It would be lovely to see the Lions win a Super Bowl. I'm rooting for a Lions-Bills Super Bowl matchup.
I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. The Oregon Ducks are living dangerously, and I know they continue to win. They're living dangerously. And Tennessee had a bad loss. And you know who's going to be in the finals? Alabama. Guy from Albuquerque, New Mexico, 5'10" inch quarterback who beat him. Alabama's going to find a way to matriculate their way to the Final Four. Just watch and see how this happens. Great sports weekend. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And congratulations to Lobo football fans. Have a great day.
So, Oregon wins 16-13 on the road. Who was I talking to about this? I'm trying to remember who this was. But no matter who you are on your way to a championship, there's a game that you escape, right? And you can tell me that was Ohio State, but Ohio State was Ohio State, right? And you won 32-31, that was at home. On the road in the Big Ten every week is hard. And every week we see somebody, Vanderbilt, beating Alabama, somebody that you don't expect beating somebody who is on the road. We talk about Mountain West, it's tough to win on the road. Yeah, but so was the Big Ten, so was the SEC. They went on the road to Wisconsin, which is typically a really hard place to win. And I understand this isn't the best Wisconsin team ever, but they're 5-5. That place is hard. Oregon hadn't been there, and they found a way. And are they playing with their food? Or are they look? All I know is they're 11-0 and they're really freaking good. And there's going to be times throughout the season where you go on the road and it's not easy, man. And this was one of them. And JJ, for me, they went on the road in that league, and they found a way to win. And look, that's what champions do. All right, if you're on the phones, I got 2 lines full, 2 lines open. Stay there. We're going to go out. We're going to get you in a second. 505-246-0610. If you're planning an event, go to. I'm looking at the Albuquerque Convention Center now. It's right across the street, and then I'm looking at their website at albuquerquecc.com. They've got unbelievable space, and if you've been to an event there, and I was there last week, you understand what it is. It's uniquely unconventional. It's right in the heart of downtown Albuquerque, at the center of it all. If you're planning an event, whether it's a gala or a meeting or a holiday party or a reception, go and check out what they've got at the Albuquerque Convention Center. Between the Rio Grande and the San Dias, right in the heart of downtown, they can accommodate up to 20,000 people. They've got flexible, beautiful indoor and outdoor meeting space. A menu that is delectable, that they will custom to whatever it is you want. A staff that goes above and beyond. This is what they do. And I'm telling you, every year we take the players for Isleta New Mexico Bowl there because they treat our guests the way we need our guests to be treated. If you are looking to plan an event from 10 people to 20,000, the Albuquerque Convention Center is your spot. Go online, look at them. It's albuquerquecc.com. It's all right there. I know you've been to events there. And then give them a call at 505-768-4575. 505-768-4575. It's the Albuquerque Convention Center. Be at the center of it all.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Ojera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Fred, thanks for holding you on these Sports Animal. Hello, Fred.
Hey, guys. Hey, I haven't been so happy. I can't tell you how many years. I go so far back, Jeff, and I think you know this, that I've sold Cokes at Zimmerman Field for 10 cents a piece when I was 12 years old.
Damn, dude.
But what a great year. I mean, Dampier, I just can't believe what he's doing, but I want to give credit to Sanders, too.
Yep.
No one's talked about Sanders at all. He's got 942 yards. He's going to have over 1,000 yards. He's going to be back next year. Rogers will be back next year. Peters will be back next year. You know, we'll have Whitesong brothers. Wouldn't that be neat to see the Whitesong brothers catching balls? They'll be playing next year. Breckler will be back. We got so much to look forward to next year. And, of course, we got to win this game against Hawaii, and I think it's perfect that we have a bye. You know, it's really needed to have the bye. But if we beat Hawaii, let's go play in the New Mexico Bowl. I mean, I've won more money. I never bet that. I haven't bet in years. I've been betting on the Lobos, and I've won so much money on the Lobos.
Attaboy.
I can't believe it.
Winning's fun, Fred. More than 10 cents, I'll bet you won. I'll bet you could buy a few Cokes with what you won, huh? Yeah, it's
well,
good.
I have the last thing. I haven't even collected on the one winning 3 games. They won't even give me the money till the season's over. But that was the easiest money I could have ever made. But what a great year, and I just love Bronco, and I can't believe Dampier. Let's don't even say if Dampier's not coming back.
You said it, not us.
Stage, he's going to come back. He's going to come back. We're going to take care of him, and I know Bronco loves him, so. And anyway,
all right,
good
Fred.
job, Lobo.
Appreciate you. 10 cents for a Coke out at Zimmerman Field. By the way, Zimmerman Field was where the last time Lobos beat a ranked non-conference team. That was in 1940 at Zimmerman Field. Hey, Dan, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. How you living?
Hey, I'm living good. Hey, listen, fellas, what a weekend for Lobo football, Lobo sports in general. I want to say this about, and you're going to have the coach on Mendenhall. This man is a winner. He's an absolute winner. Who thought that this team right now, where they are, they can win next or in 2 weeks and they'll be in a bowl? I thought this year, and I think most Lobo fans out there, this is going to be a transition year. Let's see what we got. This guy's been a winner and a pure winner. I love what I saw the game on Saturday night. That kid Dampier is unbelievable. That team is unbelievable. He has people believing in this. I think Mendenhall is again a proven winner, and you got something big here. I want to talk about Richie Pitino over at Madison Square Garden. Listen, the reason the Lobos lost that game is they couldn't clean the glass, poor three-point shooting, and poor foul shooting. I don't care where you were playing, who you were playing, you're going to lose games like that. Here's the positive out of that, folks. He took this team, and the Lobos are playing teams like St. John's, UCLA. They're going into tournaments playing big teams. The reason is when you get in that NCAA tournament, that's who you're going to be playing. You're not playing Palookas. You're not playing tomato cans. You're playing real clubs. And that's what this guy Pitino has going on. And the other thing with this team, this basketball team right now, it's the beginning of the season. There is no reason whatsoever that pitch shouldn't be sold out at every home game because you got a winner going on here. And all you people out there that want a pro team here, everyone's talking about, we want to have a pro team. You know what? Show the support of a winning team at your university. And right now, Lobo fan, you got it both. You got it on the football field and you got it on the hardwood. And Pitino, and I think they're going to go far in this. And they're going to win the Mountain West. They're going to go in the tournament, and they're not getting knocked out in the first round. They're going to be going. This is a great team. This is going to be a great year for basketball, and this town needs to get behind them. I'll say it again, make a ticket to the pit a status symbol, guys.
That's good.
That's all I got.
Thanks,
Thank
Dan.
you.
So, yeah, that's some stuff right there. That's good. And it's hard to argue with much of what he said. Bronco Mendenhall scheduled to be with us next. Talk to Lobo football coach about the big victory, week off, what's in front of you, opportunities. 505-246-0610 if you want to play radio with us this morning. Like I said earlier, man, if you don't have something to talk about today, you're listening to the wrong format. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta. I'm merely Jeff Symbieta. He's JJ Buck. We're on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on Pro View Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Bring it back.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, taint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
These days, it's important to
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico
for 5 years running.
It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Well, what a weekend, and Lobo fans still reveling in the victory Saturday night. The emotion, the joy, the happiness. Conversation with Bronco Mendenhall, sponsored by the law offices of Rudy Chavez. For 4 decades, Rudy has been helping New Mexicans through legal issues. Call Rudy at 505-242-5500 today. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck had the opportunity, the privilege to be alongside Dontrell Moore in the booth, the former Lobo great, as the Lobos were beating Washington State. And seeing the joy that it brought to him, listening to some former Lobo football players call the show today, understand what it means to the community and to the program. And obviously you saw the emotion for Bronco Mendenhall after the game and when everything was raw. He's in his first year as the head football coach at the University of New Mexico. And Bronco Mendenhall joins us this morning on the Sports Animal. Good morning, Bronco. How you living?
Hey, good morning.
Emotion, I don't know if the emotion's gone or not. Obviously, emotion was raw on Saturday night. I'm going to guess you haven't returned all of the messages you've gotten and texts and everything, but as you're a few hours away from it now, a day away from with a bye week in front of you, a different perspective as you're 2 days away, or still realizing how big this was on Saturday night?
Yeah, I think it's a fair question. First thing I did this morning early was answer messages, and it took me a little over an hour. Yeah. Lots and lots of messages. What really has changed is moved a little bit more from raw emotion to perspective, and then already, gosh, in my world and maybe everybody's world, it moves so fast to now how to improve, how to sustain, how to move forward, and how to continue progress. And so there isn't much time for reflection, but it's necessary, right? The leader's job is to reflect and contemplate and then leverage the things that need to be leveraged. And so we're in that phase, but in the meantime, just so much kind of outpouring of well-wishing and success. And I think the magnitude of the win has come more to me from maybe not only the number of people responding to me, but who and what they're saying. And that's different. You know, sometimes after a big win, there's the, big win and congratulations. This one, there's more to the text. It's because of the context it's happening in our first year here at New Mexico and at New Mexico, and after an 0-4 start and with the new coaching staff and with whatever else you want to put in there. I think that's what is carrying through to me.
I think that it's so good because I had the privilege of sitting in for Robert Portnoy and calling the play-by-play on the radio side with Dontrell Moore. And the commercial break between the end of the game as we watched the field being stormed and before we started the pregame show, the raw emotion that he had. And I mentioned to him on the air, I did just knowing Dontrell and seeing the joy he had. And I know I mentioned to you in the postgame show, just the joy in the stadium, grown people hugging each other, dancing like, that old saying, dance like nobody's watching. That resonated with me, and it feels like that's from whom you're getting these messages.
Yeah, I think so, and we it struck me this going into this game, even though it was Washington State and a ranked opponent, that we hadn't yet, and each program that I've built, until you claim home field advantage, that means truly you're formidable and more formidable at home. Until you claim that, you really cannot become a consistent winner and a consistent conference champion contender and a consistent postseason bowl team. And so starting on Monday, we spent every minute outside in our stadium this week as a team with the intent to craft just what happened. And that was acknowledging a program that has been 1-28 in November in recent history. And there are things that had to change, and they had to change right now. And it's taken me a while to get and see it clearly enough of what has to be the different elements and when to put them in place. But we knew with our backs against the wall and fighting for postseason eligibility and fighting for relevance and fighting to move the program forward, it had to happen here in our stadium. And for the fans that were there, it was the first time in my return that I noticed the support and the engagement and the passion and them really pulling for us to where it was noticeable. And that's not a slight against anyone that hadn't come before. It was a different emphasis by our team, and I think a different magnitude maybe for anyone that was there.
He's Lobo football coach Bronco Mendenhall with us on the Sports Animal.
Coach, you mentioned post-game, too, you felt that if your team could stay in there, you'd feel the second half would kind of swing back your way. How did the defense respond the way they did in the second half? I'm so proud of them. Coach Howell has worked really, really hard. We've played strong second-half football for the last, I think, 4 games, maybe 17 points total in 4 games worth of second halves, and that's coming from the adjustments and the corrections we're making. And we and he and our defensive players, we just simply became more aggressive, not only in mindset but in matchups. And our execution became more sound. Our blending of calls was, again, a little more aggressive. But our execution at a higher level, and really other than the one drive, which, a few execution mistakes gave us a great chance, right, for that game to balance out. But we also were right in the preparation, knowing that, man, if we could withstand the initial charge of Washington State, we were playing, and the plan was this, and was designed that we will then battle our way back to the last possession, which is what happened. And especially on third down, that was a big shift in your favor, of course, being able to convert on third down, but then getting them off the field on third down in the second half. Yeah, really, it was 2 completely different games. Their success offensively with their ability to stop us on third down and get our offense off the field in the first half, that script completely flipped the second half where they could not get us off the field, and we were having success on third down against them. And just striking the contrast of the 2 different halves. And our coverage was tighter. Our execution was better defensively. But our ability and the variety of run game and different options we were hitting them with, including quarterback runs and some RPOs, really had them off balance the entire second half to where they couldn't get us off the field.
In that vein, you decided to kick a field goal in your second to last possession. You were down on the 2. You had a procedure penalty that backed you up. I thought, that showed a lot of confidence in your defense, but maybe that's not what went into that. There were 2 decisions, that one, and then your very first drive. You had a 4th down, and you went for it, and Devin's cadence drew an offside. Were you going to snap it there, or was the intent to try to draw them offsides? No, we were going to play the play, and if they jumped, even better, because then we wouldn't have to run the play. But no, we were going for the play. And listen, we're transforming a program, and this isn't a time to be soft or docile or passive. We were prepared, and we were prepared for critical moments, and that's the only way this is going to happen, right? Is we have to catch up to the critical moments, be confident in them, and be able to execute. So it wasn't just, I think, sound strategic thinking. I think it was statement as well to my team, right? Hey, listen, we're going to take the ball if we win the toss, and we're going to go for it on 4th down, regardless of where that sucker is, 15, 20 coming out, whatever, and just make sure, right, that everyone knows this isn't just let's wait and see what happens. And then to your other point, tough one from the 2-yard line, but I thought there was more football to be played, and we were playing good defense. And I wasn't certain that that wouldn't be enough to win the game and there'd be no more scores on either side. But I was certain playing from in front was really important at that stage. And luckily,
right? And to our team's credit, they executed well enough and it worked out.
Yeah, I was surprised that they went deep. They called a timeout before they hit their last touchdown. I thought their intent would be to kind of a 4-minute drill to run it down and try to score at the end and not leave you 3+ minutes and 2 timeouts and a quarterback that had been playing at the level that Devin had been playing.
Yeah, I think it was probably more of their intent because they got into unbalanced formations and tried to run the ball, and we misfit 2 run plays that ended up being large chunks, probably larger than they were expecting. And I think that threw off their game management. That doesn't mean we wanted to do that. And we got beat over the top on a pass. So it ended up with them scoring and us having more time than I think they wanted to or we would have been expecting. And that was really from our lack of execution, which had happened really strongly in the second half rather than, I think, by their design.
Coach, the numbers that, of course, Devin Dampier's put up has been unbelievable, what he did rushing. But the offensive line this season, you guys had to rebuild this unit. They've played so well in the run game, had to overcome some injuries as well against Washington State. How have they been able to come together and play so well this year?
Yeah, Famika, our offensive line coach, has just done a really nice job. We had an entire offensive line to rebuild and to build. Our entire 2 deep was gone. Our running back from a year ago that arguably was the best player was gone. And in one season, through recruiting, selection, assessment, culture building, and scheme design, I'm not sure anyone misses them. And I'm just talking from a performance standpoint. And so we assessed, we selected, and we've applied correctly, even to the point where we've lost a lineman, up to 3 starters, replaced them without really hardly anyone noticing, and built a stable of running backs that are really tough to defend, but really put the scheme together with an amazing quarterback that ties it all together. And so we're very difficult to sack. We're very difficult to get behind the change unless we self-implode, meaning either a turnover or a penalty. And, man, when you have that ability with quarterback run, with RPO, with the ability to throw it and have multiple backs run it, and you can't sack the quarterback, defenses have just a hard time making enough stops through the course of a game to keep the points down.
We're in an interesting spot. 1 game left. You win it, you go to a bowl game. But here comes the 3rd bye week, right? Now, look, you got a long trip next week. You're coming off a stretch where you've won 5 out of 7. Your quarterback just carried the ball 28 times last game. You don't, whether you like it or not, you got it. But do you like having the week off to prepare for the long trip with so much on the line, or would you rather just keep it rolling?
We have to like it because that's what we have, right? And so we have to like it. The leader's job is to craft the messaging, but also the plan to make sure the benefit occurs. And our team, we're at the end of the season. We have some injuries that can get healthier. We have some improvements certainly that can be made in our program, offense, defense, and special teams. We have some momentum that can be generated even at a higher level. It's exhausting to win a game like we just won, right, and all that goes into it. And knowing right at halftime, and our team is saying, hey, listen, we're out of chances. Our back is against the wall. We don't go anywhere if we don't win this game. And so they weren't talking about beating Washington State. They're talking about the bigger picture. They want to keep playing. And so I've now got to design and make sure our preparation gives us our best chance. And let's face it, anytime you go to Hawaii, there's a trap element to that game. Family members show up to that game, and they're on vacation, right? And they want to see their players and their sons. And, we're actually going to qualify for postseason to continue to improve our program with only one mission. And as soon as you get off the plane and you smell the salt water and family members are at the hotel, it's like there's challenges, So I've got a lot of mindset work to do with our team to prepare them for that. And what better for this program all the way to the last game of our season to where there's so much on the line. And I hope for our fans, they're just thrilled and enthralled with what that looks like. And maybe, they're keeping their Christmas plans free or anything. Should we be able to go and pull this off?
Yeah, it'd be special. Jake Dickert, Washington State's coach, called his quarterback, John Mateer, the best quarterback in the West. And it's a big statement, and he's very, very, very good. Your guy's really good, too. And Ashton Genty's up for the Heisman, and he's Boise State's running back. And but JJ said this before, and I think there's a case for it. Make a case, Devin Dampier, for Offensive Player of the Year in this league.
There's no player that's doing more for his team in all of college football than Devin Dampier is doing for the University of New Mexico. I'm not backing off that. There's no player in college football doing more for his team than Devin Dampier. And he's remarkable in not only leadership, decision making, but production. And anyone that sees our program knows the context of this program and knowing what's happening. But it's a defendable point by anyone with any competency.
Congratulations. A historical evening out at University Stadium. First time since it just boggles my mind. I had to tell my daughter, hey, last time it happened, Nana was 3. She's like, Nana? Like our 87-year-old Nana? Yeah, the last time Lobos beat a non-conference top 20 team was in 1940. Just historical, fun night. Always appreciate the conversation. We'll catch you next Monday before you head out for Hawaii. But enjoy the bye week, and congratulations again on just a magical night at University Stadium.
Thanks so much. Happy for all of us.
Appreciate you. Be well. Yeah. Bronco Mendenhall, the head football coach of the University of New Mexico. I think his statement at the end on Devin needs to be heard, right? It needs. I just think it needs to be heard when people fill out their ballots. And I'm not taking a thing away from Ashton Jeanty, and if we were having a conversation with your buddies from Boise, it'd be a no-brainer then because it's little old New Mexico, and whatever, that's cute. And it's taking nothing away. Ashton Jeanty should be up for the Heisman. He should. He should be in New York. He's unbelievable. But I don't think it's as much of a no-brainer as many people in this league think that who vote for it. And you've convinced me. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I wasn't with you. I'm right there with you now.
The conversation has come back around. You're talking about a player. Now you look at the overall marks, and then you can also go into the Mountain West numbers. But most total yards in program history already is Devin Dampier. No one's eclipsed the numbers that he's put up this season. Over 1,000 yards on the ground. The work he's done in Mountain West play, playing clean football over the last couple weeks has been tremendous for UNM.
Yeah. All right, 505-246-0610. The conversation with Bronco Mendenhall was sponsored by the law office of Rudy Chavez. Personal care and the attention you deserve for your legal issues. Call Rudy at 505-242-5500 today. I want your thoughts on what you heard from Bronco Mendenhall. Next, it's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
League games. JJ, total offense is Devin Dampier with 2,054 total yards. What's the difference between total offense and all-purpose yards? Because all-purpose yards, this is Ashton Genty. That's not right. It only has Devin at 607 yards. Well, I guess in league games, it's 607 yards rushing. Yeah, I'm not sure I totally...
I think the difference there is all-purpose, like rushing, receiving, special teams. So it does account.
So passing does not count. Yeah, passing does not count in all-purpose yards. Oh. 505-246-0610. Caleb, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Caleb.
Hey, good to talk to you guys this morning. How you been?
Excellent. How you living?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I just want to say that was one of the most exciting nights in a long time, staying up, watching Dampier cross the end zone at almost midnight over here in Texas, and it was just a good feeling to, after so many years of just going, games like that, you just typically pretty much chalk it up to, like, we're going to get rolled. It doesn't matter. The Lobos always underperform in this situation. But I had a sense all week, especially after what they've been doing the last few weeks. Papadakis during the game had mentioned that we had a ragtag defense, and boy, did he hit it on the head. Our defense, I wish Lobo fans, I think most of them do understand, but I wish they really took the time to understand that this team was kind of scrapped together. Obviously we have a first-year head coach, and he had to scrap together this. I mean, think about our offensive line, for example. They've never even played together before. Everybody was new. Most college teams that pull stuff like that off don't have a lot of success. And so just to see what coach has been able to put together this team. And, yeah, it's taken a while. There's some losses in there that, man, you wish you could have back. That Montana State game.
Wyoming?
That's when Wyoming, we wish we could have that one back. I mean, not everything was always clicking for every game, but you're little by little, you're starting to see the pieces come together. You're starting to see the identity that Bronco's trying to instill in this team. And it's something that we, frankly, haven't seen here in New Mexico, at least very rarely, if at all, maybe during the Rocky Long years, but a toughness, a desire, even with maybe we don't have the the top athletes in the country, but they're playing really well as a unit. And it was just a wonderful moment to see. I hope Lobo fans understand how historic this is. I mean, look at the last time we were able to do something, because it's been so long. And it's just amazing that on the first year, on a season that most would consider a down year, we started 0-4.
That's right.
And here we are. We've been 5-2 since. We have a chance to go to the postseason. I think it's one of the best coaching jobs in the country if Bronco can pull this off. And I just want to encourage the fans out there as I end this call. You know, guys, we got to get behind them. I feel like the Lobos have a mandate. We have a few years to possibly try to get one more shot to maybe get into the new Pac-10 or whatever, and it's going to take this football team becoming really good. I think in the next 2 seasons, if we have good seasons, we're going to have a shot. And we got to get behind Bronco, and we got to start putting butts in the seat at University Stadium. And we've been talking about this on this show for the last 20 years, but at some point it's got to happen. So go Lobos, and let's go get them in a few weeks in Hawaii.
Thanks, Caleb. Appreciate you. No, it's good stuff, and that's a longtime Lobo fan who's been eating it. Larry sent me this. What a great signature win for Lobo football against ranked Wazoo in year 1 of Mendenhall era. As I said, Friday, Lobo football is exciting and well worth the price of admission. That game was extra special because of how both sides of the ball came up big to get the W. It was rowdy in our section all game, and nice to send a group of arrogant Wazoo fans off with a slice of humble pie. Missed your radio call because I was in the house, but hearing your call on final play was awesome. Sweet to beat a ranked team and spoil their playoff hopes. Even sweeter to have bowl eligibility to play for with 1 to go at Hawaii. This program has made such strides this year, and the future is so bright with Coach Mendenhall's leadership. Go Lobos. That was from Larry. Appreciate that. Jerry, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Jerry.
Good morning, guys. I think the only other time I've been more excited is when we won the New Mexico Bowl and Rocky Long was the coach. That was his first bowl victory. I staggered down across the railing, and it was towards the end of the celebration. He's running off the field, and I was running stride by stride with him. And he looks over at me, and I said, "Congratulations, Rocky." And he stopped, and he shook my hand, and he took off again. And, I mean, what we have right now is so special, and it's because of the guy that has decided that he would come. Everybody knows that. And I think we need to enjoy it, embrace it, because we're going to be a very competitive program, not just in the conference, but, I think we're going to be reach new levels. So enjoy it, everybody. We got a great team. And what they did, though, Saturday, I got to admit, I wasn't feeling good Saturday night. So I watched the first half, and I went to bed, and I taped it. So I got up the next morning and turned it on, and my wife comes in. She said, "Do you know what the score is?" I said, "Nope, don't tell me." So I intently watched that second half, and I really thought the way we were not stopping them, I thought it was going to be a blowout. So as the game got closer, my wife would come in and say, "Well, where are you?" And she'd go out. And then she heard me hooping and hollering. And that was really a truly incredible comeback. And I do this analogy of chicken salad about a week ago on your program. Yeah. And we don't have much, but what we got is we got the guy mixing and stirring that knows how to figure it out.
But here's the deal, Jerry. You may have more than you think. You may have more than you think.
You may. We may. Yeah. That's absolutely right. Don't let me downplay that. Yeah. Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah. You know, as I watch these guys, and again, you know, some of these guys who didn't play, Drew Speech comes out of nowhere. And Cam Watts, who's playing in the defensive backfield, and guys like don't downplay it. I don't want to take anything away from what Bronco and the staff have done, and he gives the players the credit, and players make plays. And you got guys out there busting their asses and making plays. And I think what happened in the second half, especially with the defense, with the defensive side, is maybe you got a little bit more than you thought. It took a minute to come together, and 0-4 is a tough start. But you're 5-2 since, as you said, and something really cool's happened. Appreciate the call, Jerry. Be well. And
thanks, man.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I just got this. Toby sent me a text. He says, "I believed." He said, "The guy who said he's waiting until the end of the season to cash his ticket for 3 wins needs a new bookie. I placed the bet for 1.5 wins for the season." And then he sent me his ticket. He bet New Mexico money line at $200 to win $830 this weekend. See? There's winners all over the place. Hey, JJ, tomorrow, 9 a.m., Devin Dampier will be with us. We'll talk to the guy who should by then be the Mountain West Conference Player of the Week, right? I mean, that's got to happen. It should come out, usually comes out right about 10 o'clock in the morning. We'll talk with Devin Dampier tomorrow, 9 o'clock, right here on the Sports Animal. Hey, busy times are here. The family's coming. Thanksgiving's next week. Make sure your car looks fresh, smells fresh. Have my friends at On the Spot Automotive Detailing come out and detail your vehicle. Awarded best in the city because they're best in the city. Why? They take the time, the care to make your car look and feel and smell like new. Like, you're probably going to have this vehicle for a while. It's just how it is, and you like it. You can have the new car feel without getting a new car just by having On the Spot Automotive Detailing come out to you, and they come to you. You don't take your car somewhere. You don't drop it off. You don't have to get a ride over. That's not how this whole thing works. They come to you with their mobile unit, and when they're done, your car looks and feels and smells like the day you took it off the lot, like it was fun to drive. No need to leave the comfort of your home. No need to leave the office, and you'll be feeling with that new car smell. It's a great gift. You're looking for that just killer gift that's going to make somebody go, wow. It does it for me all the time. OTSDetailing.com is the website. Book and buy. It's all right there. Take a look at them online, On the Spot Automotive Detailing at OTSDetailing.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Got a lot of emails from you. I still got to get your winners and losers. That might hold till tomorrow. Let's get some of what you have to say at 505-246-0610. That's the text line. Emails Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. Wait, what did I just tell you? Yeah, that's right. Text line, what's worse? No, that's not right. So basically what you're saying is that the Lobos are a few games away from being in the college football playoffs. Lobos will never be in the Pac-12. I don't know what the hell you're saying. Nobody said that they're a few wins away from being in the playoff. Last caller said they might be in the Pac. Like, go pee on someone else's parade, man. Like, give Lobo fan their due. You know, it's been a long time. This fan base has been getting beat up for a long, long time. Like, go pee on someone else's parade. Dampier is great, no doubt, but wow, how about that offensive line all year long? Give some love for the big guys. Yeah, no, it's in there. It's there. Terry says, sorry to interrupt the Lobo excitement, but the Paul Tyson spectacle seemed to be less physical than the Billie Jean King Bobby Riggs tennis match. Oh well, I fell for it. We all fell for it. We all bit, right? I mean, every one of us. We all bit. Very good Monday morning to you both, Jeff and JJ. Man, what a weekend for sports. Our Lobos got a very good win with the winning field goal, 38-35, and my Denver Broncos got a nice win at home in the Mile High City, 38-6 over those Atlanta Falcons. Life is great. Thanks, fellas. John of the Duke City. Not going to watch the Cowboys game on Monday Night Football. Too depressing. Laugh out loud. Okay. This one is from, I don't know who it's from, but it says, after Saturday night's win, it's a shame Lobos don't have another home game. This win, I believe, did a lot to sway the non-believers, and if they had another home game, I could see that stadium at least 80% full. Wait, bowl game maybe? D4 for president, 2 and 4. What? I don't even know what that means, but maybe that's Donovan Dent and Devin Dampier. This one says, so proud of Lobo football team. Went to the game. It was electric, despite the pathetic turnout from Lobo Nation. The teams deserve better as far as attendance. Lobo basketball beat themselves with turnovers and poor rebounding. The one positive thing is they somehow were in the game until the end. Even though they played sloppy, the team has potential. That's from the Greek Freak. Boy, you got a lot in the morning. Good morning from Stone Mountain, Georgia. Lifelong New Mexican. I watched the game in Georgia. Stayed home. Wish I was at the stadium that night. Got a few Stone Mountain villagers watching New Mexico football. Go Lobos. I'm Carrie, by the way, from Farmington. Moved to Georgia 2 months ago. Carrie, appreciate you listening to us in the beautiful state of Georgia. The Peach State, they call it, JJ. Assuming Bronco says, interesting you would say that. He's going to leave after 1 year. You must know something. What are you talking about? I don't know who said that either. All right, what do you got here? 505-246-0610. You forget? I saw him the other day. I saw Hoser at halftime with Little Hoser. What's up, Hoser?
Oh, man. What a great night, dude. What a great night. That not only did I get to run into you during halftime and talk to you for a little bit, but just to be there with my son. And this is the reason I'm not doing the on-the-field stuff, because I wanted to, my boys are getting bigger, so I wanted to be able to just go to games with them, sit with them. My other son, he was sick, so he couldn't go. But the little one, man, we went and we had a great time. And, of course, it was a historical night, so he's definitely going to remember that. And, the best thing for me is, like, he just said, thank you, Dad. Sorry.
Is that right?
Sorry, it's a little... and I think that's what you feel with Bronco. It's these boys are more to him than just a football team. And, man, it's just amazing what he's doing. And I'm just glad he's here, and I'm glad he wants to be here. And it's just like I wish we could get some behind the scenes of the everyday. He mentioned in his interview, you start off 0-4. I'd like to know the secret to keeping that team, focus in the bigger picture, because sometimes you can lose guys. You can lose a team like that. And what his staff has done, a lot of young guys on that staff to keep these guys focused and keep working towards that, it's just been amazing. And they finally see the results. And I think it just goes back to that phrase of this is not going to be given to you. You have to earn it, and not earn it one time, but you just got to keep earning it every week coming back to work. So, man, yes, I'm glad I didn't miss that, and I'm hoping for one more because I'm taking the whole family if that happens.
Great to see you, man, and it's a great story. Appreciate you. That's what it's about, right? I mean, it's funny. My daughter went to her first Michigan game, basketball, the other day. She sent me a picture. It's like, Dad, this is cool and all, but I missed the pit. Like, wow. And she's trying to tell people in Michigan, they're like, that's cute. And I'm like, no, she's telling them, you don't get it. Like, the pit's legit. I said, bring up that Sports Illustrated article about the best venues in the world. All right. But yeah, that's what it's about. This one says, we're longtime season ticket holders and went to the game. Our season ticket holder neighbors that sit behind us came to the game, first time this season. He said, I thought I'd come and see what this team's about. At halftime, when many around us left, he said, I'm going to give them one more quarter. When WSU scored with 3 minutes left, he and his wife picked up, and I said, where are you going? He said, same old Lobos, and they left. I'm semi-pleased with them to stay, but they left. Oh, ye of little faith. It was a great finish. Being on the field after the game amongst the elation was a lot of fun. Go Lobos. You know, it's interesting. I wonder how many people did leave. And JJ, I told you earlier, I thought when they kicked the field goal, I thought, Washington State with that quarterback here, they're going to come down and score, and they did. I just thought they'd bleed the clock. But I'm not going to lie to you. When they left I think it was 3:12, 3:17, something along those lines. I was pretty sure New Mexico was going to come back and score.
Plenty of time.
Yeah, I thought with that quarterback and 2 timeouts, I thought that the Lobos would come back and win, and that was the sway. And I get it, same old Lobos. I'll tell you what, if you left right there, you missed a hell of an ending.
Hopefully you're listening on the radio.
Yeah, hopefully you were. This is shout out to Lobo cross country teams. Great showing in regionals. Yeah, they're all over the place. You guys, Steve from Michigan, just tuning in. How did you guys like that Lions game yesterday? Well, Steve, that was an ass beating, and they put it on them, and they're really, really, really good. All right, I got a bunch of emails to read. So, you know what? Should we just do winners and losers tomorrow? We just kind of get caught up in this thing, and I'm not going to just jam them in here because you sent me so much today. How presaged was this, says Ken. OD callers never Cougat, who warned us Wazoo has the ability to crap all over themselves at any time. Yeah, they Cougat. That's what they call it. In fact, my buddy, I told you I got a good buddy, Cougar buddy, hit me afterward, just like the last time we were on that field, which was the, 2013 New Mexico Bowl. Madison Square Garden. How can they hold a fight Saturday night and college football Sunday morning? Yet if we have a Lady Lobo game at Knox University Arena out of commission for an entire week, where are all the damn events we were promised for our $60 million spent? Actually, you even had an NBA game that night, Ken. So here, just to make you feel better, they were able to throw a Knicks game in that night. Feel better? Carl says,
professionals.
Yeah, it is amazing how they turn that arena. Though. It really is.
Crews working 24/7.
Yeah, you had
much different access points.
You had and then that's the key. And you had the president elect in there and everybody else, and yeah. Carl says, I'm concerned about Bronco Mercenary, Jeff. When I got up Sunday morning and read the paper, Lobo football had won. First thing that jumped out to me was 14,000 announced. Eduardo is gone. This is not the same league Bronco signed up for, combined with a lack of interest in Lobo football. When are other clubs calling your coach? They may call they may be calling now, dude. At some point, people are going to have to get behind it and, enjoy what you got right now. Then figure it out. Gopher said, with Lobo basketball being blued out by St. John Redmond, Jeff, it was never that close. Did we see the transition to a football school this week? What do you mean it was never that close? When is it 4 points with about 4 minutes to go? You think they got blued out? Yeah, they lost by double digits. They get blued out?
They got beat up.
I mean, it was convincing. I'm not going to tell you it wasn't. Isn't there a difference between a blowout and a convincing win? I mean, they were never close. It was 4 points with about 4.5 minutes to go.
Second half run.
Oh.
A lot of lessons to take away from that one.
Yeah. All right. I just signed out. I got to take I got to take the break down. I'll get the rest of these when we get back. 505-246-0610. IPS protects my home, businesses, all kinds of homes, all around Albuquerque and in Santa Fe, and I strongly suggest they protect yours as well. It is affordable, private security. Why? Because property crime's up, because officer shortage continues to be an issue, and that's why retail outlets and people all over Albuquerque and Santa Fe go to IPS and have them protect what they've worked so hard to build. They patrol your home. They will install security systems, alarms, cameras. They monitor those cameras 24/7. They make sure the bad guys stay away from what you've worked so hard to build. So who's watching your home when you're not there? Make sure it's the good guys. Call IPS 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420 or go online at ipsglobal.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
What a day, huh? What a weekend. Enjoy it, man. I told you last week. Enjoy it. Global fan, you've been kicked in the stick for so long. Enjoy it. And you are. And you are. At least most of you are. I mean, then there's guys, Bruce. I don't know that Bruce has enjoyed it that much. Bruce says, why I didn't go to the game, Jeff? I was sitting on the warm couch, really enjoying watching NMSU getting blued out of the built. Tony the Tiger looked lost on the sideline. I couldn't drag myself to chilly University Stadium. P.S. I can't wait to hear from him tomorrow. All right, so you didn't go. Lynn said University Stadium felt fuller than any game this season, Jeff, with the 14,000 announced was the smallest. Makes me wonder how the inflated numbers for the early contests go. I don't know, man. 505-24606 said, it's Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. This one says, give credit to J.J. Buck. You like those? I like when they start like that, dude. For saying Washington State was overrated. Did you say that? You said they weren't untouchable.
Yeah. I didn't feel like they were a legit playoff contender being the 18th ranked team in the CFP.
He says the Cougs were okay, but they didn't blow my socks off. I felt like I was watching the Fresno State game last year. All right. I mean, you can poo-poo all you want. Bottom line is they were 8-1.
Yeah, my conversation was, I know how people are going to take it, and then setting it up for, this doesn't matter. It matters, but they weren't unbeatable.
That's right. No, and I felt that, like I told you, going into it, I said to those guys, let's make history. I really felt like something special could happen that night, and I did. I had a weird feeling going in. I just did. I tell you this, I'm super superstitious when it comes to this stuff. I wore the same exact thing. So I got 2 calls in the last couple of weeks. I'm really fortunate. I'm thankful. I enjoy it. I got to fill in for Lowell basketball when they beat 22nd ranked UCLA a week ago, and then I got to call this. I'm 2-0 against ranked teams in the last week and a half. But I wore the same exact thing. And I had different shoes on when I left the house or started to leave the house. I'm like, you know what? Put those ones on, not those ones, because that's what you wore when they beat UCLA. I know it's stupid.
No,
I did do laundry.
I've done that before, but I call the full season's worth, so it's not going to work. We're not going 30-0. So
yeah.
I'm like, we beat UNLV when I was wearing these Nikes. I'm going to wear them back again.
Right.
When you're calling 30-plus games, sometimes the magic doesn't carry over, but you had it.
Yeah, well, 2 games, and I did do laundry. Bourne says Washington State equals New Mexico State, ? Jeff, the Coug fans I was watching, you're always watching with the other, you know everybody, dude. The Coug fans I was watching with were just sick. This was Wazoo's chance to make a real bowl. With Vulture circling Pullman this week. In 2025, they'll be 2-7, watching their handful of best players on TV starring with other squads. Washington State will always be all right. They're always they always recruit. They always do well. Will they maybe lose Mateer? Do you think Mateer's there next year? Their quarterback? He's really good, dude.
Yeah. Any good quarterback, there's a chance they could. There's a chance Quinn Ewers isn't at Texas because Arch Manning is there. Any good quarterback, you have the conversation of, what kind of check could this guy get?
The quarterback at Washington State last year is going to be in New York for the Heisman ceremony this year. It's Cam Ward of Miami. They lured him away. So, yeah. Houston Oilers versus Dallas Cowboys, Texas Stadium, Monday Night Footy with Howard Cosell, Frank Gifford, and Dandy Don Meredith. Can I predict the Cowboys upset tonight, Jeffrey? 31-27, Rod says. Okay. Matt says, on top and first, big-time congrats to the football team. I'm still in shock and awe. Unbelievable turn for this team. Can't wait for the future. Still season left to enjoy. Praying I win the lotto so we can keep Dampier. The success we're having and the excitement and the style of play has to be making this a more appealing spot for recruits, right? Yes. As for basketball, yesterday was the first time I missed Toppin. I don't know if he'd have played enough to make a difference, but would have helped on the glass without a doubt. I was surprised Richard didn't go with Nelly and Atiki at the same time. Atiki played really well, in my opinion, and offered athleticism and size. I love Amsiel, but he wasn't matching up well down low, and Nelly was getting pulled out of the lane quite a bit. Anyway, just my 2 cents. Still felt it was a good game. Lobos will only get better as the season progresses. Hope for the trifecta this weekend. Football, UFC, and basketball, but 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Epic weekend. Appreciate you guys. It's from Matt. Who did Texas Tech beat? Was it Colorado State recently? They beat somebody who was telling me, man, I'm trying to remember who the hell it was. That Toppin ate us up. Could have been Wyoming.
Oh,
Did
Wyoming.
They beat Wyoming. Yeah. Lobo Hobo says, Lobo basketball hot taker. We're going to find out after the season. Shane Donovan was more tired and banged up than we're being told now. Who's Shane Donovan?
Donovan Dent.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. John says, hey, guys, I have mixed emotions about yesterday's basketball game. Most of what I feel is they did a pretty good job. They battled. Final score was not a reflection of the game. St. John's was the better team, but not by 14 points. If they were to have played this game in the pit or maybe on a neutral court, maybe win that game. And that is because until the second half, they were playing not to lose and even a little scared. I think the big city and the Garden really did have effect on this game. I'm glad the refs let them play because that'll help down the road. Overall, I'm not discouraged about the loss. Like you said last week, they weren't going to go undefeated with the games they showed, and they showed they belong and can compete with upper-level teams in the country. And even more than that, they learned something that is they need to be tougher on the boards, and they need to give Borough more time to get adjusted and start Nolan in the meantime. All right. That was from John. I did get this from Jeff earlier. It says, good morning, St. John's game. We're not ready for the length and their speed in the first 10 minutes. As you said, no offensive board. Second half, we played with them. Just got in a 17-point hole to come out of it. Dent or someone needs to step up and hit a 3 when needed. They're not 14 points better than us, and we will only get better. The evolution of a shooter is going to be the key to me to the next step. And obviously, look, they have size, but when they play a physical team like that goes to the boards, you just have to rebound. They got beat. Look, the free throw shooting was bad. I'm not going to downplay that. 13 out of 20 is that not what it was? 7 out of 18. 7 out of 18, JJ. 38%, 39%. College basketball teams should not shoot 39% from the free throw line.
No.
That's not why they lost.
These are some of the best takes in a while with Lobo basketball.
Right.
Thinking it out, talking about the game. And I like the question about the front court, but I can also understand why Amzo was playing as much as he was, because they were starving for offense. And he was someone that was making shots. Hit 4 3-point shots and has the ability to create. And that's why, Amzo was playing over a Tiki.
Or Borovichinen or something.
Yeah, Borovichinen is... CJ Nolan is... Even if he keeps coming off the bench, Nolan's playing starters minutes.
Yeah.
Like, there's just a young kid that has to figure out how to fit in, because you look at Borovichinen, no rebounds, no field goal attempts, 1 turnover in that minute.
All right, a lot today, man. We didn't talk about Boise State being in a position for a bye in the college football playoff. We haven't talked about, that's a real scenario now. We didn't really get deep in the NFL. They didn't give you winners and losers, but holy smokes, did we have a day. This was really, really good. Really good. Tomorrow, make your plans to be with us. 9 o'clock, Devin Dampier, the Lobo quarterback, coming off just a tremendous historical day. And again, if you missed the Bronco Mendenhall conversation, take a listen. It was really good, and I love. We don't make the interview, obviously, he does. But just starting off where we did on getting away from the emotion now. What does it mean? I thought his takes on the big decisions, going for the field goal, going for it on 4th down on the first possession, all really good stuff. What a good day, man! What a good day. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On is in at 4, and then you get Monday Night Football. Cowboys and Texans. Thank you to Bronco Mendenhall for spending some time with us today. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On's in at 4. I think I told you all of this already. Adrian, great work. Looks great on the TV side. Hey, big day for you?
Huge day.
Yeah, enjoy it. Be good to each other. We're back tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. with award-winning radio then. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh? I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom. Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.